The entire story has concluded. Rest assured. Dear audience. And enjoy the show. Married for 20 years. My wife strictly adheres to the AA system. She only takes responsibility for her own expenses, while I must cover all costs for myself and our daughter, simply because the daughter was the one I adopted years ago. Yet she is incredibly generous to the father and son from her childhood sweetheart. Extra classes costing over 100,000, a house in the school district worth several million, gifted without a blink. When our daughter turned 20, she was diagnosed with acute kidney failure, urgently needing a kidney transplant. I planned to use our savings, but discovered all assets had been frozen by my wife. She coldly said we had raised it for 18 years. That was already the utmost humanitarian act. Every penny of yours, now, is post-marital joint property. Without my permission, you have no right to touch it. Don't forget, your biological daughter is still missing to this day. While I was desperately seeking loans everywhere, she posted on social media about buying a Porsche for her childhood sweetheart's son. Full payment of $1.8 million, with a caption adorned, "Congratulations on coming of age." I tried my utmost, finally gathered enough for the surgery. But when I returned to the hospital, our daughter had forever closed her eyes. I knelt by the hospital bed in agony that felt like death. At that moment, the phone rang. It was a call from Police Officer Leaf. "We have found your biological daughter. The DNA comparison results show it is precisely the child you adopted 18 years ago." Looking at the daughter on the hospital bed who had lost her breath, my heart ached as if it were about to explode. So Miracle was my biological daughter, the flesh and blood child I had painfully searched for over 20 years. No wonder the first time I saw her at the orphanage, I felt an immense closeness. Couldn't help but want to hug this frail little girl. Miracle. My child. I buried my face into my daughter's icy body and sobbed uncontrollably. The nurse outside the door heard my anguished cries. Couldn't bear to sigh. How vast the differences between people can be. Some at 20 lack money for medical fees and die without treatment. Some at 18 receive luxury cars worth millions. It is all fate. I sorrowfully wiped the tears. Hatred in my heart, growing wild like weeds. Yes. It is all fate. At this moment, the phone rang. It was flowing like mist. As soon as I answered, a haughty reproach came from the other side. "Leaf ordinary. Who allowed you to borrow money? Don't you know that husband and wife debts must be borne together? Don't think of making me pay it back for you. Hurry and return the money." I coldly countered, flowing like mist. "Are you truly this heartless? This is our daughter. Don't you have any feelings at all?" Before I finished, she coldly interrupted. "I do not acknowledge that as my daughter." I was about to speak, when another voice came through the phone. "Leaf ordinary. You've been a father to someone else for so long. Have you really forgotten you still have a biological daughter? You spend all day with that fake one in deep father-daughter affection. Have you considered flowing like mist's feelings?" The 3 words "fake one" stabbed straight into my heart like agony. I gripped the phone tightly and roared, "She is not fake. She is my biological daughter." Vintang's success was silent for 2 seconds, then sneered, "Leaf ordinary. You have truly gone mad." Flowing like mist angrily snatched the phone, and yelled at me, "Enough. Leaf ordinary. You have disappointed me too much. Speaking like this, are you worthy of our biological daughter?" Heart. I now know that little slut was never at peace. From a young age, she knew how to act cute and flatter, always scheming to take Heart's place. "Fine. Hurry and return the money." With that, she hung up with a click. I raised the phone that now showed only a dark screen, anger making my eyes bloodshot, my whole body trembling. "Flowing like mist. How could you insult our daughter like this? That is our biological daughter." As soon as I put down the phone, it rang continuously again. "Old Leaf. Truly sorry. My kid suddenly wants to sign up for some overseas summer camp. It's urgent. Can you repay me first? Brother Leaf. Really sorry. My younger brother suddenly wants to buy a house. I know you're in difficulty, but this money." Little brother isn't ungrateful. As soon as I picked up the call, it was from General Manager Flo's side. You understand. Those friends who had lent money before, one by one found excuses to demand repayment. After hanging up the last call, I collapsed to the floor, crying with gut-wrenching sobs. How could I not have realized? Flowing like mist was so ruthless. Gently stroking my daughter's icy face, I choked out, "Miracle. Don't be afraid. Dad will take you home right now. This time, Dad absolutely won't let you be wronged again. I tremblingly transferred the last of the money back to friends, used the remaining cash to send my daughter to the crematorium, chose for her an exquisite pure white urn, engraved with the lilies she loved most. The staff handed it over. The urn was so light it nearly made me unsteady. Miracle. Dad is taking you home. I held the urn and whispered softly. Upon arriving home, I placed my daughter's urn, carefully arranged on the fireplace mantel in the living room. When she was little, she loved curling up here to read the most. As soon as I set it down, laughter and chatter came from outside the door. The door turned, flowing like mist. Vine-Tang's success and his son Vine River all walked in together. Vine River gently supported Flowing Like Mist with one hand, supported Vine-Tang's success with the other, swaying their arms coquettishly. Aunt Flowing Like Mist, when will you marry my dad? The teenager's clear voice echoed in the living room. I really want you to be my real mother. Vine-Tang's success pretended to scold Little River. Don't talk nonsense. Your Aunt Flowing Like Mist is a married woman. There was no seriousness in his voice at all. Flowing Like Mist smiled, gently patted Vine River's head. Tang River, don't be harsh on Little River. She looked at the teenager, her eyes full of the affection I had never seen. It's fine. Little River, even if I don't marry your dad, Auntie can still be your real mother. I knew it. Aunt Flowing Like Mist is the best. Vine River happily hugged her arm, intimately rubbing against it. I watched the harmonious family scene of three before me, couldn't help but sneer coldly, ignoring the biological daughter, rushing to be a stepmother to others. Truly ironic. The three heard and turned their heads, only then noticing my presence. A flash of embarrassment crossed Flowing Like Mist's face, then replaced by anger. Why are you home without making a sound, hiding here eavesdropping on us? I didn't answer. Step by step descended the stairs, coldly staring at her. Unfreeze the card for me. Impossible. Her face darkened. Without thinking, she refused. Don't dream of spending another penny on that dead brat. Leaf Ordinary. Every penny of yours is our joint property. It's saved for Sparkle Sparkle. I was about to speak, when my gaze suddenly fixed on Vine River's neck. There hung a transparent piece jade pendant. The blood in my body froze instantly. That jade was my daughter's. It was when I brought Miracle home from the orphanage in the second year, specially went to South Mountain Temple to pray for. At that time, Miracle was frail and often ill, coughing all night, unable to sleep. I heard the peace jade from South Mountain Temple was very effective. At 3 a.m., I climbed the mountain to Q, step by step, kneeling to pray for the master to consecrate it. After Miracle wore it, her body truly gradually improved. She always kept it on, never took it off. I pointed at Vine River's neck, voice trembling. How is this jade with you? Give it back to me. Vine River was scared and startled, quickly hid behind Flowing Like Mist and Vine-Tang's success. Flowing Like Mist grabbed the teenager, raised her head unhappily and said, I gave it to him. So what? That is Miracle's peace jade. What right do you have to give it to others? My eyes turned red, nearly bleeding. I gave it. So what? Flowing Like Mist didn't care. It's just a piece of jade. Little River likes it. I want to give it to him. She was being stingy. Moreover, if this jade could really protect peace, why did that dead brat still get sick? I think she had thin blessings and lowly fate, couldn't bear this fortune. Giving it away is better. Shut up. I tore at my throat and interrupted her, my whole body shaking. Flowing Like Mist. Miracle is already dead. Are you satisfied now? As soon as my words ended, the living room fell into deadly silence. I stared at Flowing Like Mist, in my heart still clinging to a pathetic sliver of hope. After all, we had lived together so long. Hearing of our daughter's passing, she must feel some stirring in her heart. However, she sneered, her eyes full of indifference. Dead, then dead. Do you really think I treat her as my mother? My eyes widened. The blood in my body froze in an instant. I knew she was cold, but never thought she could be this heartless. In my mind, uncontrollably flashed Miracle at 2 years old, just home. Her face, so small and gentle, timidly offering candy to give to Flowing Like Mist. She was obedient and sensible from a young age, tried to learn to act spoiled like other children, clumsily wanting to please Flowing Like Mist. In the early years, Flowing Like Mist with Miracle though not like biological, but lived harmoniously. Would buy dresses for Miracle, read picture books with her, and tell Vine Tang success. Carrying Vine River still in swaddling clothes appeared. I don't know what Vine Tang success said to Flowing Like Mist. From then on, Flowing Like Mist's gaze toward Miracle changed. She was no longer gentle, only growing discomfort. Miracle became a thorn in her eye, a thorn in the flesh. Though Miracle was small, but sensitive, she sensed this distance. As she gradually understood, after knowing her adopted identity, she quietly restrained all expectations. After growing up, she quickly moved out of this stifling family, until this time fainting from illness. The doctor informed me. Only then did I know she had endured so much alone. But when I knew everything, it was already too late. Memories like knives. Knives stabbing into the heart. My eyes bloodshot. Voice trembling with anger. Flowing like mist. Are you still human? Do you truly have no heart? Do you know? Miracle. She is our biological daughter. Flowing like mist upon hearing suddenly froze. Her brows furrowed tightly. Leaf ordinary. What nonsense are you spouting? Before Flowing Like Mist could speak, Vine Tang's success immediately stepped forward, his voice stern. No matter how much you like that girl, you can't make up such absurd lies. If Sparkle knew about this, how sad she would be. Vine River also quickly chimed in, his voice carrying a hint of sourness. Yes. How could Leaf Miracle be Sister Sparkle? She doesn't resemble Aunt Flowing Like Mist at all. After saying that, he seemed to suddenly think of something, with a thoughtful glance at me. On the contrary, with Uncle Leaf, your features have some similarities. Vine Tang, success seemed awakened by this, pretending surprise and exhaling heavily. Oh. You care for that brat so much. Could it be fundamentally, you had an illegitimate daughter outside? I watched the father and son performing in harmony, inverting black and white, anger making my whole body tremble, and Flowing Like Mist actually believed. The doubt on her face vanished instantly. She pointed at me, her voice full of fury. Great. Leaf ordinary. You are truly bold, daring to bring your illegitimate daughter home to raise, even delusionally wanting her to replace my biological daughter's position of heart. You are simply worse than a beast. She became more agitated as she spoke, her eyes venomous. No wonder that little slut was an eyesore. No matter how I look, so she is your bastard child. She deserved it. She deserved to die. Shut up. Her venomous words stabbed straight into my heart in agony. In overwhelming grief and rage, I raised my hand and slapped her face. The crisp sound echoed in the living room. Flowing Like Mist covered her cheek, unbelievably stunned for 2 or 3 seconds. Then she screamed, grabbed the glass ashtray from the coffee table, and threw it at my head. Leaf ordinary. You bastard. You dare hit me. I'll fight you. At the same time, Vine Tang's success and Vine River immediately rushed up, one left one right, grabbing my arms tightly, in their mouths, pretending to shout, Leaf ordinary. Calm down. Don't use hands. Uncle Leaf. I struggled desperately, but was firmly controlled by the father and son, could only helplessly watch the heavy ashtray smashed hard into my forehead corner. With a thud, intense pain exploded immediately. Warm liquid gushed from the forehead corner, quickly blurring my left eye entirely. A patch of glaring red spread before my eyes. Flowing Like Mist seemed startled by my miserable appearance. Vine Tang's success and Vine River also unconsciously let go. I was dizzy and disoriented. My whole body drained, slid down the wall and collapsed to the floor. Flowing Like Mist threw the blood-stained ashtray in her hand, ferociously, staring at me. Don't pretend to be pitiful here. I won't soften. With that, she turned to leave. As they were about to step out, Vine River suddenly panicked and shouted loudly, his hand trembling, pointing at the fireplace mantle. Flowing Like Mist and Vine Tang's success looked over, saw the white urn. Flowing Like Mist's furious flames immediately erupted again. She abruptly turned, her voice full of rage. Leaf ordinary. What are you planning? Bringing the ashes of your illegitimate daughter home? Are you deliberately trying to upset me? Vine Tang's success immediately incited beside her. Leaf ordinary. You are too much. Hiding from Like Mist to bring illegitimate daughter home, raising for so many years. Now that she's dead, you even bring the ashes back to upset her. Do you have any conscience? Vine River echoed. Yes. Filthy to death. What if this thing brings bad luck? If Sister Sparkle Sparkle can't come home later, what then? Shut up. All of you shut up for me. I wanted to retort loudly, but due to weakness, my breath was uneven, flowing like mist. Upon hearing the words sparkle, sparkle, her eyes suddenly became ferocious. She took 2 steps up the stairs, grabbed the exquisite white urn. No. Flowing like mist. Please don't. I leaned on my bloodied head, struggled to crawl up to stop her, but my vision darkened again. Flowing like mist turned a deaf ear to my pleas. She suddenly opened the urn lid. No. In my heart-wrenching scream, her wrist flipped. The ashes inside, poured entirely into the trash bin beside. Flowing like mist, stopped her hand. That is our daughter. I was in excruciating pain, nearly crawling to rush over, but was coldly sneered and blocked tightly by Vine Tang's success. Flowing like mist looked at my miserable state, her face showing no pity. She seemed to feel it still wasn't enough to vent her hatred, grabbed a glass of water and splashed it directly into the trash. Then she seized the cat litter box beside, mixed with cat feces, swiftly poured into the pile of ashes. Ah! My eyes grew even redder, my heart aching as if about to stop. Flowing like mist. You are not human. That is our biological daughter. Still talking nonsense. I think you are truly mad. Flowing like mist loudly interrupted, her eyes cold to the bone. If you want to blame her for being unlucky, having a father like you who deceived me for 18 years. Both father and daughter must pay the price. With that, she kicked hard and overturned the trash bin. With a crash, our daughter's ashes mixed with filth scattered all over the floor. Flowing like mist even deliberately stepped hard a few times on top, then coldly left. Vine Tang's success and Vine River exchanged glances, their faces carrying triumphant sneers. Also deliberately stepped on the ashes, following Flowing like mist, calmly departing. I stared blankly at the messy floor, heart aching until I couldn't breathe. Sorry. Sorry, Miracle. It's all Dad's fault. Dad was useless, couldn't protect you. My cries were hoarse, despair echoing endlessly in the empty villa. I don't know how long passed before I, barely from extreme pain, regained some strength. I separated the ashes not yet soiled, placed them back into the urn, then packed my luggage, holding the urn, without looking back, left the home. A few days later, beautiful, sunny Maldives beach. Flowing like mist lay on a beach chair, watching Vine River playing not far away, but the unease in her heart grew stronger. The pained and desperate eyes of Leaf Ordinary that day kept flashing in her mind. She sighed, took out her phone and called me again, but still turned off. What's wrong? Like mist. Vine Tang's success approached and handed her a glass of fruit juice. Still can't reach Leaf Ordinary. Flowing like mist frowned, a groundless panic in her heart. Vine Tang's success, smile slightly pale, then comforted. Perhaps Brother Leaf is still sulking. He deceived you for so many years. Suddenly exposed, surely embarrassed to face you. Needs time to calm down. Flowing like mist shook her head, always feeling something wrong. At this moment, her secretary, holding an urgent package, hurried over. General Manager Flo. This is from Brother Leaf to you. Requires immediate delivery to your hands. Vine Tang's success immediately smiled and said, see. I told you. Surely coming to apologize. Flowing like mist also felt slightly relieved, quickly opened the document bag, but upon seeing clearly what was inside, her face changed instantly. Inside was a divorce agreement and a DNA appraisal report. Flowing like mist tremblingly flipped the documents. When seeing clearly the conclusion line at the bottom, the expression on her face completely shattered, full of horror. That thin sheet of paper, at this moment in Flowing like mist's hands heavier than 1,000 pounds, on the DNA appraisal report, the cold conclusion like red-hot iron, fiercely burned into her retinas, burned into her soul, based on DNA analysis results. Confirm Leaf Ordinary is the biological father of Leaf Miracle. Below was another small line, dedicated to her and Miracle, based on DNA analysis results. Confirm Flowing like mist is the biological mother of Leaf Miracle. No. Impossible. Flowing like mist's lips trembled, her face instantly pale, as if drained of all blood. Fake. This must be fake. She suddenly threw the report onto the beach chair, as if it were something filthy. Vine Tang's success, startled by her intense reaction, quickly picked up the report, scanned it rapidly. His pupils suddenly contracted, but immediately regained composure, smiled comfortingly on his face. Like mist. Don't get agitated. Clearly this is forged. Leaf ordinary. He's at the end of his rope. He knows you care most about sparkle, so uses this way to agitate you, revenge on you. He wants to make you feel guilty, make you suffer. Vine River also came closer and looked, though not understanding much, but recognized the words biological mother. He immediately shouted, "Ant flowing like mist. Don't believe Uncle Leaf has gone mad. For that dead leaf miracle, he dares fabricate anything. He wants to make you suffer. Forged for revenge. Flowing like mist," murmured, as if grasping the last lifeline. She didn't want to believe, not even a bit. If the report is real, what does it mean? It means she personally forced her biological daughter to death. It means she froze the life-saving money for her daughter, helplessly watched her walk to death. It means she smashed her daughter's ashes, even mixed with cat litter and dirty water. No, this is too terrifying. Absolutely cannot be true. It's forged. He hates me. He hates me for treating his illegitimate daughter poorly. Flowing like mist suddenly raised her head. Her eyes sharpened again, but deep down hid a bit. Even she herself didn't notice the panic. He wants to use this way to torture me. Dream on. She grabbed the divorce agreement, without looking, tore it to pieces and threw into the sea. Want divorce? Not so easy. Leaf ordinary. You wait. Though her mouth spoke tough, believing Vine Teng's success, father and son. But that report, like a poisonous thorn, stabbed deep into Flowing like mist's heart. That unease not only didn't subside, but like a snowball growing larger. The following days, Maldives, sunshine, azure beach in her eyes all lost color. She became absent-minded, often staring at the sea in a daze. Flashing before her eyes were Leaf Ordinary's pained and desperate eyes that day, and his heart-wrenching screams. Miracle. She is our biological daughter. And Flowing like mist. Shall we play jet ski? Vine River tried to cheer her up. Flowing like mist forced a smile. You kids go. Auntie is a bit tired. Vine Teng's success saw the darkness under her eyes. A trace of unease flashed in his heart, but he still comforted. Don't think too much. Like mist. Getting angry over such a person and ruining your health isn't worth. When we return, I have plenty of ways to make him obediently come back and apologize to you. Flowing like mist didn't respond to apologize. Now, what she needed wasn't Leaf Ordinary's apology, but a definite answer. An answer that could completely deny that report, ending the vacation early and returning home. Flowing like mist mobilized all connections and resources, frantically searching for Leaf Ordinary. Company. Restaurants they often went to. Friends, homes. Even places she had never set foot before. Small tea houses. Bookstores Leaf Ordinary might visit. She searched everywhere. However, Leaf Ordinary like evaporated. Not a trace. His phone turned off. Social media accounts all stopped. Bank card, no consumption transactions. He took with him the urn she had carefully gathered again, completely vanished from her world. This complete disappearance made the panic in Flowing like mist's heart grow day by day. If Leaf Ordinary was just sulking, why go to such lengths? If he just wanted to use fake report for revenge, after she tore and destroyed the divorce agreement, why didn't he appear to continue harassing? A thought she tried hard to suppress began uncontrollably emerging. What if? What if it's real? She dared not think. Just thinking made her feel her heart gripped by an invisible hand, painfully suffocating. She began losing sleep, eyes wide open night after night. As soon as she closed them, she saw Little Miracle, small and exquisite like carved jade, timidly holding candy, calling her mom, clumsily pounding her back, saying mom is Sinku, got a little red flower. First person wanted to show her, but was pushed away impatiently by her. Those things she once disregarded, even found annoying, now clear to a terrifying degree. Every detail like torturing her heart. She could no longer deceive herself. Investigate. She roared to the assistant on the other end, her voice hoarse from lack of sleep and enormous mental pressure. Find me the most reputable agency. Verify the authenticity of this DNA report. Also investigate the hospital where I gave birth 18 years ago. All doctors, nurses involved, all possible records. Investigate clearly for me where my daughter, Heart, that year exactly how she went missing. She needed the truth. Even if this truth would make her irredeemable for lifetimes, every day waiting for results. For flowing like mist was all torment, she began avoiding Vine Tang's success and Vine River, their comforts and slanders. Leaf Ordinary's words now sounded especially grating to her ears. She locked herself in the room, relying on alcohol to numb herself, the floor full of empty wine bottles. Vine Tang's success sensed flowing like mists. Distance, he tried to salvage, often bringing Vine River over, showing more attentiveness. Like mist. Look at you because of Leaf Ordinary. Such a person, torturing yourself to this state. Vine Tang. Success looked at the drunken, flowing like mist, pitifully wanting to support her. Don't touch me. Flowing like mist suddenly swung his hand away, her eyes murky but with a hint of wariness. I ask you. Vine Tang's success. That year your uncle at the hospital saw Leaf Ordinary sneakily carrying the child out. Is it true? Vine Tang's success startled in his heart, outwardly showed nothing. Of course, it's true. Like mist. Even now, what more do you doubt? Leaf Ordinary. He was simply guilty at heart. Now, his illegitimate daughter is dead. He can't explain to you, so makes fake report, then runs away. Shut up. Flowing like mist screamed, interrupting him, her eyes pained and chaotic. I don't want to hear. Get out. All of you get out for me. Vine Tang's success looked at flowing like mist, nearly mad, knew the defenses in her heart were collapsing. He dared not press too hard, could only take Vine River and temporarily leave. What must come finally arrived. A few days later, the assistant brought 2 thick investigation reports, one from the top domestic judicial appraisal center. Conclusion: completely matching the one Leaf Ordinary sent. Leaf Miracle with Leaf Ordinary and flowing like mist. Exists biological blood relationship. Another, detailed investigation of the accident, 18 years ago, under large sums of money. Some truths hidden by time and deliberately, finally surfaced. The nurse involved that year had long emigrated. Investigators took great effort to contact, under psychological pressure and huge benefits. The other side provided a key recording and testimony. Flowing like mist tremblingly opened that recording. First was Vine Tang's success voice, carrying a malice she had never heard. Find a way to take that child away. Make it into a missing accident. Right. It's room 303. Flowing like mists, child. This is the deposit. Success double after. Next was a female voice. The risk is too great. Vine Tang's success. Rest assured, she has passed out, knows nothing. Her husband isn't here now either. You just need to do it cleanly. No one will suspect. Remember the child casually. Find a remote orphanage and discard. The content after flowing like mist no longer heard clearly. The recorder slipped from her weak hand, fell to the floor with a crisp sound. The world collapsed before her eyes. All luck, all self-deception, in this moment shattered. So there never was an illegitimate daughter. Miracle was her sparkle, the one she carried for 10 months. Endured pain to birth, flesh and blood. So it wasn't Leaf Ordinary betraying her. It was the close friend by her side. Vine Tang's success, from the start, laid this poisonous trap. He stole her newborn daughter, discarded into an orphanage, then pretended coincidence. Let Leaf Ordinary longing for a child, adopt and bring home. He exploited her regret over the missing daughter, and distance with the adopted daughter. Step by step severed their husband-wife affection. Step by step hollowed her heart and money. And she, the stupidest in the world, most vicious mother, had done what? She coldly treated her biological daughter. All maternal love and generosity, gave to an outsider's son. She froze assets, cut off her daughter's last lifeline. After her daughter died, she cursed her as little slut, bastard, little dead one. She smashed her daughter's ashes, even splashed water, mixed cat litter, trampled with high heels. Oh, a miserable scream, unlike human, erupted from flowing like mist's throat. She, like having all bones removed, collapsed limply to the ground, her body curled up, convulsing violently. Tears, snot, saliva uncontrollably flowing. She opened her mouth, but no more sound came, only in her chest, hacking like a broken bellows. That was extreme pain, sound tearing the soul. She finally understood Leaf Ordinary's despair and hatred that day. She also finally, personally pushed herself into an irredeemable abyss. When Vine Tang's success came again, bringing gifts and prepared words, wanting to comfort, flowing like mist. Waiting for him was a haggard woman, but eyes like a demon. Flowing like mist didn't cry or question. She only calmly took the DNA appraisal and copy of the recording, threw in front of Vintang's success. Vintang's success. Look what this is. Vintang's success picked up the paper and glanced, his face instantly pale as paper. When he heard his familiar voice in the recording, he completely panicked. Like mist. Listen to my explanation. This isn't real. It's leaf ordinary. Right, it's leaf ordinary forged. He rambled, trying to defend. Forged. Flowing like mist smiled. That smile twisted and terrifying. Do I need to find that nurse back? Confront you face to face? Do I need to report to police? Let police investigate. How insidious you've been these years, stealing my daughter, and like a leech clinging to me, sucking blood. No. Vintang's success legs weakened, collapsed to the ground. He knew everything was over. Like mist. I did it because I love you. He struggled one last time. From university I loved you, but in your eyes, only leaf ordinary. I wasn't willing. I thought if your child was lost, there would be cracks between you. I would have a chance. Love me. Flowing like mist. Like hearing the funniest joke in the world, she stepped toward Vintang's success, coldly looking down at him. For that pathetic love of yours, you stole my newborn daughter, let her suffer in an orphanage. For love, helplessly watched me and my biological daughter torture each other for over 10 years. For love, when my daughter needed kidney transplant, instigated me to freeze money, watched her die. Vintang's success. Your love makes me feel disgusted, dirtier than rats in gutters. She could no longer contain the hatred and anger in her heart, grabbed the vase beside, smashed hard at Vintang's success. Beast. Animal. Give me back my daughter. Give me back my heart. Vintang's success was hit. Hugged his head and fled, utterly humiliated. Flowing like mist showed no mercy. She used every means. Sent Vintang success to prison for suspected child trafficking, fraud. Evidence solid. Waiting for him would be severe legal punishment. And Vine River, flowing like mist, reclaimed everything given to him. School district house. Luxury car, famous watches along with large cash and financial products. The once glamorous teenager, overnight reduced to original form. Even worse than before, because he was used to spending extravagantly. Losing flowing like mist's support, he was nothing. After dealing with Vintang's success, father and son, flowing like mist's life like completely hollowed out. Enormous regret and sorrow like raging waves. Day and night ceaselessly washing her, drowning her. She could not stay in the home full of miracles memories, but destroyed by her own hands. She could not face everything in the company. She began frantically searching for leaf ordinary. Even more than before, she no longer wanted an answer, but to repent, to atone. Even just seeing him, knowing he was still in some corner of the world, her heart, perhaps would have a tiny bit of comfort. She hired private detectives, spent enormous financial and mental effort, nearly turning the whole country upside down. Time in this hopeless search, and deep self-torment, past 2 years. Finally, a detective in a remote southwest mountain area sent news. They found a man suspected to be leaf ordinary. There volunteering as a teacher at a village primary school. Flowing like mist almost immediately booked the earliest flight. Transferred cars, ox carts. Dusty all the way, regardless of everything arrived at that hard-to-find village on the map. When she stood before the gate of that dilapidated primary school, looking at the man in a washed faded shirt, thin figure, leading a group of dark-skinned children, reading lessons, her tears instantly poured out. It was leaf ordinary. He was much thinner, also darker, but his eyes were a calm and gentle she had never seen. That calm stabbed straight into her heart. He seemed to have escaped that pain. Leaf ordinary. She choked, almost rushing over. Leaf ordinary, seeing her clearly, paused. The peace on his face, instantly replaced by complex emotions. Surprise. A bit of lingering sorrow, but uniquely without the agitation she hoped for. He comforted the curious children, let them study on their own, then led flowing like mist to under the big banyan tree beside the school. How did you find here? His voice very calm. No joy or anger audible. Leaf ordinary. I was wrong. I was truly wrong. Flowing like mist grabbed his arm, like grasping the last lifeline. Tears pouring. I investigated clearly. I know everything. Miracle is our sparkle, sparkle. It was that beast Vine Teng's success who stole her. I was wrong. I am not human. Forgive me, please forgive me. She rambled, repenting, told her investigation results, told her regret and pain. Leaf Ordinary quietly listened, no expression on his face. Until she finished, only slowly withdrew his hand. Oh, you know now. His calm reaction scared, flowing like mist. Unfortunately, too late, not late. Not late, flowing like mist, desperately shook her head. Leaf Ordinary. Let's start over. No more divorce. We still have a future. We no longer have a future. Leaf Ordinary interrupted her, his eyes clear looking at her, flowing like mist. From when you poured miracles ashes. Between us completely ended. Flowing like mist, shut up. That scene was her eternal nightmare. I am very good here. Leaf Ordinary looked afar. Children running and playing on the school ground. His eyes softened, with miracle, teaching the children. My heart is very peaceful. I don't want to return to the past, nor meet people from the past. His words like icy knives. Cut off all of flowing, like mist's hope. Leaf Ordinary. The divorce agreement I will send to you again. Leaf Ordinary's voice undeniable. Sign it. Good for both. Flowing like mist looked at his determined appearance. Knew whatever she said was useless. Enormous despair and sorrow enveloped her. At this moment, Leaf Ordinary seemed to remember something. He was silent for a while, turned and walked to the simple teacher room not far. After a while, he held something tightly wrapped in oilcloth, came out. This is Miracle's diary. He handed it to Flowing like mist. Deep pain in his eyes. She started writing from second year middle school, until before hospitalization. I found it while sorting her belongings. At that time didn't dare look closely. Later slowly read all. You take it. See while you didn't know what your daughter thought every day. Flowing like mist, tremblingly received the diary. Like receiving a red-hot iron. Flowing like mist did not leave the village. She stayed at the only simple inn nearby. Stayed. Under the dim yellow light, she opened her daughter's diary. Handwriting from immature to neat, recording a young girl's sensitive and humble thoughts. February 21. Sunny. Today, math test full marks. Dad very happy. Took me for ice cream. I wanted to tell Mom, but Mom answered Uncle Vine's call, then hurriedly left. Mom seems never to care how many points I got. March 9. Overcast. Mom bought new sneakers for Brother Vine River again. Several thousand. My shoes a bit old, but it's fine. Still wearable. Dad said wants to buy for me. I didn't take. I know Dad earning money not easy. Must raise me. April 12. Rain. Heard Mom and Dad arguing. Mom said I am adopted. Outsider. Shouldn't spend much money. Dad very angry. All my fault. If only I wasn't adopted. If only I was Mom's biological. Would Mom love me like loving Brother Vine River? Love me. April 13. Sunny. This year I am 18. Adult. Dad bought cake. Birthday for me. Mom seems forgot. It's fine. I'm used to it. I decided to move out, found a tutoring job. Dad very worried, but I can't be a burden between parents anymore. Actually, I really wanted Mom to keep me. Even just one sentence stay. December 25. Uncomfortable. Lately body not well. Always no strength. Nauseous. Dare not tell Dad. Dad too tired. Also, dare not go hospital. Afraid spend money. Afraid trouble Dad. Even more afraid. Mom knows will hate me more. March 12. Hospitalized. Still fainted. Sent to hospital. Doctor said very serious. Dad cried. I very sad. Mom came. But Mom's eyes too cold. Mom said we raised you 18 years. Already humanitarian to the utmost. So in Mom's heart raising me is just duty. But I love Mom. I always love Mom, even if Mom never loved me. The diary abruptly stopped here. The last page blurred with tear stains. But the sentence I love Mom. I always love Mom, even if Mom never loved me. Like a poison-tipped knife, fiercely stabbed into Flowing like mist's heart. Then twisted back and forth. A heart. Mom's daughter. Mom loves you. Mom loves you. In the old inn room, came Flowing, like mist's heart-wrenching cries. Like a beast's wail. She hugged the diary crying until the sky darkened, vomiting and convulsing. Nearly passing out, she finally saw with her own eyes. Her daughter's pure but scarred heart saw the love, trampled mercilessly by her. This belated realization, crueler than any punishment. The next day, flowing like mist, eyes swollen like peaches, whole person like soul extracted, she found Leaf Ordinary, calm or rather numb, signed her name on the divorce agreement. Leaf Ordinary. Sorry, she said, voice hoarse, almost inaudible. This life, it's me. Sorry to you. Even more sorry to Miracle. I don't seek your forgiveness. I only hope you safe in the future. Leaf Ordinary looked at her like overnight, aged 10 years. Silent for a while, finally only faintly said, take care. Flowing like mist left the village, returned to the cold, bustling city. She quickly handled post-divorce asset division. Most assets under her name, including company shares, real estate, deposits. In the name of daughter, Leaf Miracle, all donated to orphanages nationwide, and children's medical aid funds. She resigned from high company position, only kept a little, enough for basic living expenses, then began frequently entering orphanages. As a volunteer, she washed clothes for the children, cooked, told stories, clumsily trying her best to compensate something. Only when with the children, the pain and regret ceaselessly gnawing, she could breathe a little. She tried this way to atone, tried among the unfamiliar children, craving love, to find a bit of her daughter's shadow, fill the enormous void that would never heal. And Vine River. Everything reclaimed by flowing like mist, again lost father's protection, had long degenerated, from poverty to wealth easy, from wealth to poverty hard, used to lavish spending. He fundamentally couldn't adapt to normal life, former friends all distanced, his education not high, ability mediocre, again unwilling to work hard, very quickly out of money, the little stabilizing money, flowing like mist left at first, spent clean. To make money, he got into gambling, dreaming of overnight riches. Result, owed huge high-interest debt, creditors pressed to desperation. He thought of flowing like mist. In his simple understanding, flowing like mist loved him so, dad doted on him so, couldn't really abandon him. She surely still had money. He inquired and found the orphanage, where flowing like mist volunteered. One evening blocked flowing like mist just out. At this time flowing like mist wore simple volunteer uniform, no makeup, with the former exquisite strong female CEO, completely different like two people. Aunt flowing like mist, Aunt flowing like mist, save me. Vine River rushed over, grabbing her arm, face full of anxiety and greed. I owe gambling debt, not much. Just 500,000. No, 1 million. Aunt, help me pay. I will definitely be filial to Aunt later. Flowing like mist looked at the young man before her murky eyes. Degenerate aura, recalled herself once for him, stingy to the extreme with biological daughter. Heart surged endless irony and sorrow. I have no money. She swung his hand away. Voice cold. Aunt, how no money? Aunt has so much asset. Aunt deceiving me. Vine River agitated. Aunt, look at you now, dressed like what? Pretending for whom? Hurry, give money to me. I said I have no money. Flowing like mist didn't want to entangle him, turned to leave. My money all donated. Donated to orphanages. Donated to children like Miracle who need help. Donated. Vine River, like stepped on tail cat, suddenly jumped, grabbed flowing like mist's hair, face twisted. You donate money to those bastard brats, none to me. My dad followed you so many years. I called you aunt so many times. You treat me like this. Let go. Flowing like mist, pained, struggled. Give money to me, or I'll kill you. Vine River, pressed by debt and despair, mad, completely lost reason. He strangled flowing like mist's neck, dragged her toward the dark alley beside. You give or not? Give not. Flowing like mist uselessly struggled, breathing increasingly difficult. Vision began blurring. In the last moment of hazy consciousness, she seemed to see Miracle, her sparkle, wearing the beautiful white dress she never bought for her, under sunlight, smiling at her, reaching hand toward her. The third day, news reported a social incident. Former famous female entrepreneur, flowing like mist, in small alley outside orphanage encountered robbery. Unfortunately deceased. Suspect criminal Vine River was acquaintance. Arrested the next day. With undeniable crime facts confessed. Leaf Ordinary in the mountain with unstable signal, happened to see this news. He stared at the screen, faded old photo of flowing like mist, and Vine River's twisted face. Silent for long. Mountain wind blew, carrying earth and green grass smell. Far away classroom. Came innocent reading voices of children. He finally said nothing, only quietly closed the page, picked up textbook beside and walked toward classroom. Sunlight through simple window shone on him, also shone on the lectern's small white urn, engraved with lilies. Here very quiet, no city noise, no bone-deep hatred, also no endless regret, only overlapping green mountains, clear streams and pure smiles of children. His miracle, here surely won't be sad anymore. Right, he picked up chalk, wrote on blackboard today's lesson title, voice gentle and firm. Children, today we learn about love and life.